everybody, and welcome into another edition of Peacocks on the Prowl, presented by Mona's Fire Pit. Zach Carlisle here with you, and today we're talking Peacock volleyball. And for that, we're pleased to be joined by NSIC Defensive Player of the Week, junior Beth Lovehagen. Beth, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, let's start with the road trip up to Minot and Mary last weekend. Two games that you felt like you guys had to have, and you came away with two wins, a sweep of Minot and then a 3-1 win over the University of Mary. How important was that for your team to pick up those 2 wins last weekend?
Those were very important games because our goal as a team is to be in the top 8 in our conference to make that conference tournament, and to do so we need to take care of the games such as Minot and Mary to get into that, I guess.
So not only did you guys get a win, but you had quite the challenge up there in North Dakota. You get the win against Minot State on Friday, and all of a sudden you're playing Saturday morning at 9 a.m. What was that like for your team, and what were the challenges like there?
You know, honestly, I didn't see any challenges. We had a lot of energy we came out with. Yeah, we just got right to it in the morning, and we took care of business, I guess.
Well, you're the reigning NSIC Defensive Player of the Week, 12 blocks against Mary. You had a nice weekend at the net. You and your teammates really playing well this weekend. How do you feel about the way you guys have played defensively here as of late?
You know, I really think that we have improved as a team, and we're really starting to click both defensively and offensively as a team. So that's a major plus right there.
So you've been here with Coach Nelson now for the last 3 years, and this year new assistant coach Emily Witzeman comes in, and she's got some experience, the same position you're at, the middle blocker. What's that been like to have Coach Witzeman with the program this year?
She has definitely helped our team tremendously, especially with blocking. We have recently switched over to swing blocking, so that was new for me, but it's definitely helped us. Obviously, we were doing so much better with the blocking aspect of the game, and she just gives great advice. She's a great coach.
You talk about the difference from the type of blocking that you're doing with the swing blocking. So tell us about, for those that might not be familiar, what's that difference like going from what you've done in the past to this year with the swing blocking style?
So the swing blocking is basically using a lot more arms, I guess you'd say, to get that momentum. You know, it gives us a couple more inches on the block. Overall, it's much more efficient. Middles especially can move laterally in either direction a lot more quicker, which helps us get more blocks. And
offensively, you guys have been really hitting your stride here, it looks like, these last few games as well. And on the outside, both the Haleys in there. You got a lot of talent there on offense. How do you guys feel like you're playing on that side of the ball?
We have a lot of depth on our team, so we are able to move the ball around. We have great players on the outside, on the right side, and in the middle. So once we start spraying the ball around, it's kind of hard for teams to defend that.
What's the relationship like with your setter, Melissa LeClaire? I mean, she's able to get you guys going on offense, kind of sets the table, and all of a sudden you guys can go on the move. What's that relationship like with Melissa?
Melissa is a great player. She has a high volleyball IQ. She knows where to put the ball at certain points in the game, and just she's amazing. And when she gets the ball and we start clicking, I think our team is just unstoppable.
So you took care of business last week, looking to do the same thing this week, Bemidji State, Minnesota Crookston, then St. Cloud coming up the following weekend. You've got this stretch of games right here for your team. How important is it for you guys to take care of business here in these next few games?
Oh, it's very important for us to do that. They're quality teams, but they're quality teams that we can definitely beat, and that'll definitely help us reach our goal of making the conference tournament.
Something that's never happened at Upper Iowa with the volleyball program at Division II is receiving votes nationally. You guys have been receiving votes these last few weeks. Has that been something that you guys have said, hey, let's keep this thing going? We're receiving votes nationally. We're getting that recognition. Has that been on your guys' mind at all this season?
I mean, it's definitely in our mind, but we just honestly have to take care of business on the court to prove that we are able to be ranked, I guess, in the country.
And finally, you're going on the road again, the second longest road trip for your team this season, to Bemidji State, to Minnesota Crookston. In your eyes, what do you feel like you guys have to do to keep this thing going to be successful on the road?
Well, we definitely have to be together as a team, both on the court and off the court. We have so much depth on the team, so we just really have to be ready at any moment. You know, anything can really happen. Just playing loose and just playing volleyball. Like, we play our best when we just play our game of volleyball.
Well, Beth, best of luck this weekend on the road, and thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Beth Lovehog with us as Peacock Volleyball hits the road. They're at Bemidji State and Minnesota Crookston this weekend. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for joining us. I'm Zach Carlisle. We'll talk to you next week on Peacocks on the Prowl, presented by Mona's Fire Pit.